Welcome to JoJo's Daily Dose, Part 6. So, I was trying to find something to watch last night, and inevitably I scroll endlessly through Netflix and can't find anything. But I did land on this documentary all about Pamela Anderson. And because I have dressed up as Pamela Anderson in Baywatch more times than I wish to actually confess to, it was interesting because it was so curious to go into her personal story, what happened to her, how twisted the media has been in her life, but also because she's been like repeating very clearly same cycles with men over and over and over again, and yet just seems to be okay with it and doesn't really do anything about it. But so it sort of made me think, like, you know, is she really reading her reality? And following on from my post yesterday, literally all about, you know, the ways that we are relearning how to live. Equally, it's so important to be reading our reality, reading what is going on with us, because literally your experience, everything you bring into your reality is a vibrational match to you based on the sum of all the parts of you, right? So your thoughts, emotions, belief systems, auric field, everything, the patterning you've got running, the shadow you've got buried in the depths, the traumas that are lying around in there, your limited belief systems, all of that is going into the signal you're sending out into this reality that is bringing in experiences to help you wake up to that, to help you make a change within so that you are able to literally transfigure yourself out of the old experience. Because we're meant to be embracing, claiming, and evolving into a new version of ourselves all the time, right? We kind of get stuck sometimes in the old, you know, like I was last year. I was just in a version of myself that was just like not that helpful. and it was time for change. And so, you know, new year, fresh energy, big changes all happening. So amazing. But so you can never experience something that is not a vibrational match to you in some way, right? And it may be something in your emotional body, it may be something in mental patterning, maybe something in the generational line that you are here to move out of. But when we start to move into the space of understanding and reading our reality without judgment, right? And understanding that there is so many things communicating us, it's literally consciousness communicating to us about what is going on and how you are in relationship with yourself, and what that looks like, what that's coming in to show you. And so, you know, that's why I'm really good at my job. As a visionary transformation specialist, I literally read people's reality. They tell me all of what's been going on with them, and I get these intuitive, I can read it and I understand where the energy is getting stuck. I understand like what's going on. And equally, it's a little harder with myself because we all know it's harder when it's yourself. But, you know, I also am very aware and always have been, and have been like this my whole life, where I'm very, very deeply aware of who I am, how I'm showing up, what's coming in, what that means, what it's signaling to me. And, you know, it used to put me square into some judgment and square into like some self, you know, beating up of the self, I guess. It used to put me squarely into that space because I was so hard on myself about it all and about where I was perceiving that I was, you know, fucking up or whatever, because I was energetically out of alignment and I knew it, and I was giving myself a hard time about that. Now I'm really meeting myself in compassion, love, and grace, which helps, and absolute acceptance, right, as a trump frequency that helps neutralize everything going on. And so, you know, this is really, we are in the relearning how to live. We're also remembering ourselves as an energetic being on this planet, how that works, how everything is in a quantum sense, an energetic way, right? Because that is going to give us the keys to this reality, the keys to unlocking these parts of us that may be lying dormant, that are like sort of bubbling away in the background, that want to be birthed in a certain way, that want to be birthed when we're ready. And when we get ourselves into perfect alignment with the right set of circumstances, supporting that, we'll know it when it's happening. That's when things take off for people. That's when things start opening into a beautiful new possibilities and potentiality, and we discover more about ourselves and all of that. This doesn't mean that it becomes like this honeymoon for the rest of our life. Like, we're always going to be in contraction and expansion, because that's how energy creates movement within us. But for JoJo's Daily Dose today, I just wanted to bring awareness into the reality. So everything coming in is related to you in some way. If you're in traffic and you get road raged at by someone, that's equally important, right? If you are in a situation where something like random happens, it's common to your reality for a reason. You vibrationally couldn't be there otherwise. It's impossible to, right? So we're getting to this point where we're really starting to understand that and take radical responsibility for it. Because if you can't take radical responsibility, you're still going to be in victim consciousness. And there's an element of that just running through the collective, because we've all been born into that, taught that, to blame everything outside of ourselves for what is going on with us. And that's just not where we're going to make any shifts and changes, where we're going to make any difference, right? So when we start to bring it back and we really start to take this radical responsibility on in a really compassionate, loving way with ourselves, that's when we start to think, oh, hold on a minute. Oh, this is speaking to me. There's something in this for me. Wow. Oh, I can make a shift within my energy being, within my state of being somewhere right now, that is going to help me in where I'm going. And it's coming up in my reality right now to help me get there. So amazing. So just a little marination of the things after Pamela Anderson inspired me to call this out as someone who's just repeating her reality over and over and over, right? Like, who wants to do that? I'm sorry, that's not the name of the game. Spent earlier in my life doing that and realized not fun, not the one. And so there's an opportunity for us all to move out of that way of just being a victim of life's circumstances, and taking that power back, which is what we are being reminded of, and each of us have the capability to do in a really, really beautiful way. So, hope you enjoyed that daily dose, and I'll see you again tomorrow.